And life wasn't even that much different on the other side.
It wasn't. It was I just rid myself of the daily threat of death, which I really hadn't, because
you could have had a different problem on that side.
Yeah, I mean, I heard all those rumors that these dropout gangs are going to get you. They got you on the list, but I was functioning on the main line with them, and they never bothered me. I never bothered them. I never had a problem with them. I minded my business. They minded theirs, and, you know, but people would talk shit about me. They wouldn't tell me to my face, but people would come and say, hey, that guy's talking about you. So, hey, good for him. I'm over here.
Did you ever get into any almost violence on the SNY side?
I got into a fight with two guys over dope, but I was really dope. Over dope, yeah. The guy to fight was a guy in his cell. Two of those short guys, right? One of them socked me, so I grabbed one and I hit him.
They owed you or something?
They pinched my dope, right? This one guy was bringing it in. He pinched it.
Had you begun, were you working, doing testimony at this time?
I had already testified at that time.
So I just want to obviously get a sense of like this criminal world. It's all entangled with, it's all going on at the same time.
It really
Yeah, you're getting on a witness stand, but then back at your prison yard, not only are you you're selling drugs.
I'm still this turd. I'm still the turd that I was before. I had not removed myself from the cesspool, right? I was still wallowing in it. And I now when I testify, I acknowledge that. Like, oh, certainly I was that guy back then. You know, I hadn't changed. You know, part of testifying is being forthcoming, right? Telling everything you've done, right? Is because they're gonna bring it out if you don't bring it out. The defense will bring it out. So I put everything out there, right? And I acknowledge all those things. But yeah, I was using dope. I got in one fight in SNY. It was with two guys. And then here's the thing: is that they jumped me. We mix it up a little bit. There's really not even time to have a fight. He hits me. The other guy hits me. I grab one. I hit him, and then I kick him when he's on the floor. And then they fire at us. Boom, and it's over. It's that quick, right? It really wasn't a fight. But they have this thing called marriage criminals. When you get in a fight with somebody, you sign a paper saying, oh, yeah, we're cool. We're going to be all right. So I signed. I said, yeah, we're going to be all right. Because I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill one of them.
Oh, you were planning out.
Oh, yeah, I was going to kill him. I was going to kill him. But they refused to come back out. They refused to sign the...
What year was this?
It was 2004.
So you were only 2 years on. So you were still in your... And for those that don't know about formerly Mr. Enriquez, I mean, stabbed quite a few people personally in prison.
Yeah.
Wasn't just behind a trigger like you.
No, I whacked some people in jail. But that was my intent. Like, you put your hands on me. You took it there. All right, let's do this.
Well, if those two guys are scared of you on the SNY yard, where the hell do they get put? They just get moved on a
prison. They're called yard hoppers. They'll get in drug debt. And SNY, they'll get in drug debt. They'll go from one yard to the next, get in drug debt there, lock up there, move to another yard, and they just move them all around the state of the CDC. And then they get 12. It's called, they declare you an enemy, like the Menendez boys did. So they'll never be around me anywhere in the CDC ever again in their life.
Oh, the guards must spend half their time looking through the roll. Can this guy be here? Everyone's enemy, right?
They have a thing called the SOMS, Strategic Offender Management System. It's automated, all computerized, right? And it will not let the inmate go to a specific place if he has an enemy there. So it's a clusterfuck. It really is. That the CDC has become what it's become.
There's more. Is it true there's like as many people on SNY as regular, or there isn't even SNY? They integrate.
It's the non-designated, right? But the non-designated, which are PCs, right? Overwhelm the active inmates. The active inmates are only a couple of percentage points of the general population.
So this whole world of like the gangs and all that, it's almost like a little game they're playing amongst each other because very few people are even in that world. They're all dropped out here.
It is ridiculous. Well, now they're living side by side.
There's a lot of violence.
But on the non-designated yards where actives remain, they just have a policy. You guys stay on your side of the yard, we'll stay on our side of the yard. Now, if this was the mob that I was from,
you're supposed to attack
on site, and not this go fisticuffs thing. You got to go sock somebody. You're killing something. Because if it merits putting your hands on somebody, it merits killing them. So this razor slashing or going through the process of being transferred to the unit on the non-designated, and then socking the first guy you see, that is a PC move in itself. It is so ridiculous. Like real gangsters don't.
I would be considered real bad.
Yeah, it's like I can't be on this yard, so take me off. I'm gonna show you that I can. So I'm gonna sock somebody. It is such a cowardice way to operate, but it's been accepted by all the organizations now.
So let's compare and contrast. I think this is interesting. This is a guy I've done stories about, kind of negative, because his whole persona and the stories he would tell, and et cetera. So Michael Thompson was a real high-ranking Aryan Brotherhood guy. Like you, he, for whatever reasons, he dropped out. He did a lot of testimony. He became someone who probably thought of himself as friends with the federal agents and all that. He claims he got all these, he's eating Thanksgiving dinner at the night, all these things he said he had. And just like you were getting denied for parole, so was he, even though he did all this testimony. And finally, they gave him a chance, and he messed it up. But he's a fascinating character. Tell us about your meeting of him and your whole perception of him in prison and what he did, and etc.
I hadn't heard of Iron Mike. I hadn't heard all the stories he's told, right?
But he was a rough, dangerous.
He was a killer, through and through. Killer. There's no taking that from that. He's actually a friend of mine, So I'm not going to sit here and badmouth him, I'll say that he made some questionable decisions.
Better through the facts, right? Or through law enforcement.
Actually, I got transferred back to Lancaster. I was placed in ADSEC.
Oh, you were with him. That's right. He was still locked up.
So I end up in ADSEG, and lo and behold, Mike Thompson's my next door neighbor. We start talking back and forth. He says, "Oh, hey, I'm Mike, and I'm Rene. I heard of you. I heard of you." And we came walking buddies and talking buddies on the yard, because we go out to these individual exercise units, IEUs. That's what they're called, the dog runs, little cages in NSEC.
But he dropped out like 20 years before. Oh, yeah. So he hasn't been, that whole part of his life is so far in the past.
It is.
But is he still living? He was one of the first guys to get interviewed on Nat Geo and got kind of famous. So, like, one of the very first prison shows when cable was really starting to do that was him.
Yeah. Mike Thompson.
So, and he put on his Native American outfit and he showed his knife skills. I mean, it looked real. I'm not saying it wasn't, but do you think that kind of got to his head?
I think that feeding the public what they wanted to hear became his priority, right? And I think that's what happened in social media, that they wanted grandiosity, right? So he told stories that have proven not to be true, right? Like killing 15 guys in one day with a baseball bat, or dispatching them. I dispatched this man, I dispatched that man. One thing I pride myself on is I don't glorify the violence. I don't want to talk about it, really. Out of respect for their families, right? But he fell into that.
Well, he's never, to me, and I'm not here to pass judgment either, but I do analyze it. I think the people that are allowed to speak in public, we should be thinking about who they are, because they're influencing people. He's a guy that seems to have never come to terms with his original crime, because he has a story, that makes him a hero. Someone wanted to kidnap some small children, some elaborate thing. And if you read the case, and listen, police lie too, but if you read the case, it's a pretty clear cut, like I robbed him and killed him, and me and his girlfriend went on to run.
So one of the things he did in the parole process is he denied responsibility.
It had a bit hard.
Never acknowledged responsibility for this.
Still at the end, so how did he get out? Did someone have to pull his striper?
No, you don't pull his strings with the court. I think that his rehabilitation has advanced so far. Supposedly, he created a self-help group. He did a lot of things, right? Embraced his spirituality through his Native American heritage. Had a disciplinary-free record. One of the things that really tipped the board was he was assaulted on SNY yard. He was slashed with a razor.
Oh, that story was true.
It was true, but the Mexican Mafia didn't send the guys to do it. It was Native Americans. Native Americans assaulted him because he desecrated holy grounds, the sweat lodge. There was some dispute over that, and they got upset and they hit him. Native Americans are very serious about their sweat lodge and their sacred region.
What did he do?
I don't know the particulars, but I know it wasn't Mexican Mafia. And I heard the story that Mexican Mafia sent Henrys out there to get me, and that was not the case at all. So I'm not challenging Mike because, like I said, he's a buddy of mine.
Dude, what did you think? Did you read much about the case he caught?
I read about it.
Did it surprise?
It shocked me. It shocked me that here you serve your entire life in prison, and you're given this blessing to get back in society, and
I mean, he was down from a 7.
and you squander it and go back and face life again.
What if they gave him like 9 years or 6 years?
I think he's got 2 more to do, or some wino type. He's but still, the point is that
He's lost his good grief. Like, no one's gonna help him out this time.
nobody's going to help him out. There's no helping him out. I think he might have lost his credibility on social media. All right, man, answer. I don't know. This is a crazy world.
Well, for that scamming type stuff, that's not glamorous.
Yeah. But I thought there was a serious lack in judgment.
But that did surprise you.
He did shock me. It shocked because he's an extremely intelligent individual. Like, we're carrying on an intellectual conversation out here. That's the kind of conversation you can hold with him, right? And I didn't think that he would involve himself like in get rich quick scheme, like scamming winos on the street, right?
Which is what it was. Yeah.
It's really what it was, scamming winos on the street, for their SSI checks or unemployment checks, whatever it was, right? And that's a surefire way to go back to prison. Like, I'm never going back. I am never going back to prison. I don't like this. I speed all the time, right? But I'm just scared of getting a speeding ticket because I don't want my freaking insurance rates to skyrocket, right? And I damn sure I'm not committing felonies, right? I'm just not going back. I made a decision in my life that I'm going to die a free man. If that's tomorrow, if the mob catches me and kills me, then okay. I've been blessed with this ability to breathe free air, and I think it was worth it. I would never change anything. I wouldn't change my decision to drop. I think it's the best decision I've ever made in my life.
And there is real danger. Can you tell us? There's been several dropouts were killed in the last 3 years.
There's been a spate of people who have been killed, but like I said, these are low-hanging fruit. The mob picks low-hanging fruit. If you're functioning in drug houses, in prison yards, or gang territories, then you're subject to get killed by the mob. I don't do any of that, right? And I have certain layers of protection that have been provided by law enforcement, right? And I don't bother their world. Do I come and testify in a case? Occasionally, yeah, but they've already told on themselves in wiretaps. They're getting convicted no matter what. I think I'm just a consequence of doing business, right? And I think the mob is adjusted to that. I don't sit here and talk bad about them like some of these other social media guys. Like, I don't make it personal. It's not. I have an affinity for some of them. I pray for some of them, and I truly do. That they find peace, that they maybe change their lives.
What percentage of guys end up dropping out, or get put out bad, or have some bad?
Oh, it's a high rate of attrition. You get a couple every other year or so.